Hello everyone, my name is Subsy and welcome to another video. This is pretty much going to be almost all of the high profile signings from the January window. There is two squads, so if you're looking at this and thinking I've missed a load of people, there is a second backup squad, so there may be some players on there that I may have missed. Now forgive me if I do get some of these wrong. I won't for certain know if some of these are loans or permanent deals, but I was watching transfer deadline day and I did pay attention throughout the January window, and these pretty much seem like most of the high profile deals that went down. If I have missed any, then I do apologise. So we're going to start off with a player that's actually not in the squad because he was a free agent. It is Victor Valdés, who obviously signed for Manchester United, which was quite early on in the window, and he said some bullshit about wanting to play first team football and he wouldn't sit on the bench, which is a pretty bad idea signing for them given they have De Gea and he's on top class form. So we'll move into the team. At the moment we have Nastasic, who obviously went from City to Schalke, and I believe that was on a loan deal, so he's out there playing in the Bundesliga. We have Yanga Mbiwa, who was at Newcastle. He was on loan at Roma, and then he signed a permanent deal with them today on deadline day. Robert Huth has gone on loan to Leicester from Stoke, and obviously they've needed a defender because Wes Morgan's been having a really torrid time of it in defence at the moment. Gerrard obviously signed a pre-contract agreement to move to LA Galaxy at the end of the season when his contract is up with Liverpool, which is a very good signing for the MLS, and they're getting a world-class player in Gerrard. Jack Cork obviously moved from Southampton to Swansea, and I think that was a decent move. He's not getting much football because Wanyama obviously plays ahead of him, as does Schneiderlin, and Swansea will definitely utilise him. And on the left-hand side, one of the bigger moves of the day, Andre Schürrle, £24 million move to Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Still young Schürrle, still got potential to be a striker. I really don't think he was a left mid, and Chelsea never really utilised him. And you could see what he could do when he came off the bench for Germany in the World Cup. Now on the right-hand side, probably the biggest move of the day is Juan Cuadrado, who I rate so highly, and I'm very disappointed that Chelsea have ended up signing him and not Arsenal. Although we were never linked with him, and it wasn't a move that we were going to go for. But 26 million, I thought Fiorentina would have got more for him. He's 26 years old, seems like a world-class player, and from what I saw of him at the World Cup, he looks like he is an absolute beast. Now in the camera, we have Jermaine Defoe, who obviously moved from Toronto as part of a money and Jose Altidore deal, where Altidore went the other way, and Jermaine Defoe obviously is a proven goal scorer. He scored one since being at Sunderland, and I think he'll continue to score goals. Wilfred Boney, again, another one of the big money moves, £28 million from Swansea to City. Obviously he's at the African Cup of Nations and hasn't been able to make his debut yet, but another big move, and I think he will do very well for City. He's been tearing it up at Swansea. Imagine what he could do with other better players around him. Victor Ibarbo has gone, I believe, on loan to Roma from his current club, Calgary, and it's scary because they now have Doumbia as well, and the pace up front in that Roma team will be absolutely ridiculous. So let's move on to the bench players. Mattia Destra from Roma, obviously going on loan to AC Milan, which seems like an okay move for him. Milan struggling and possibly need a striker. Joel Campbell obviously wasn't getting much time on the pitch, and with Theo Walcott coming back wasn't going to get much more. So as sort of almost not part of the deal, but to sweeten the deal, went on loan to Villarreal as part of the Gabriel transfer, who we signed. Arsenal signed him for £11 million, something around that fee. Haven't seen him play yet, can't make a judgment on him, but hopefully Wenger has picked another good centre-half. Aaron Lennon on deadline day today moved from Spurs over to Everton, and I'm not really sure whether or not that would be a good deal, but Lennon really not playing at Tottenham. Elguera Elia on loan at Southampton from Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, obviously doing well, got himself an inform, already playing very well for Southampton. Xherdan Shaqiri being wasted at Bayern, subsequently moved to Inter Milan. Good move for him, and hopefully he can do some stuff there. Inter made some very good signings in this window. Doumbia, as I mentioned previously, moved to Roma for some ridiculous fee. We haven't seen Doumbia outside of small and sort of bad leagues, and he has been tearing it up for CSKA, so it'd be interesting to see how he does fare in the Serie A. Wilfried Zaha was on loan at Crystal Palace from Manchester United after being sold from Crystal Palace to Manchester United for £10 million. Still an undisclosed fee, but they have re-signed him on a permanent, and he will be playing his football permanently at Crystal Palace from now on. Eto'o moved from Everton to Sampdoria, and there was a big bust-up and a row after they lost 5-1, and he turned up to the training ground for an extra training session and then refused to do it. But he is staying at Sampdoria, and that has been confirmed. Giovinco moving to the MLS. I forget which team it was to, but he's a wasted talent. He's still quite young, 27 I believe. Moving to the MLS, it just seems like a bit of like a throw your career down the pan sort of move. Salah, potentially part of the Cuadrado deal, has gone on loan to Fiorentina, and to potentially sweeten the deal. Filip Jurisic coming in for Southampton, and that is a loan deal to the end of the season. He seems like a good young player and will definitely probably work with Tadic in there, as they're both Serbian and both play a similar sort of role. Right, over on the second squad here we have Mark Schwarzer, who moved on a free to Crystal Palace from Chelsea. Obviously he wasn't playing there, and they do have Cech and Courtois, which is understandable. Carl Norton moved on a permanent from Tottenham to Swansea, as they've been having some right back issues, especially when Angel Rangel gets injured and they have to put Tiendali in. Paletta has moved from Parma to AC Milan on a permanent move. Or loan move. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's definitely moved to AC Milan. Again, they've been struggling and need to bring in players. Philip Walshard moved to Stoke from Bayer Leverkusen on loan, and we'll see how he's faring. Didn't really seem that good. David Santon, after not really being played, has gone to Inter, I believe, on loan from Newcastle, and is not very happy with Newcastle. Scott Sinclair has been loaned to Aston Villa by City, as he's barely played at all since signing for them from Swansea and has been a complete waste. Ravel Morrison leaving West Ham after really not playing and just having a bad attitude and going to Lazio. In the deadline day deal, very, very good move here. Darren Fletcher, experienced player from Manchester United, moving to West Brom. Hatem Ben Arfa obviously moved to Nice after cutting short his loan spell with Hull, and having the FA deemed him played in an official under-21s match for Newcastle, cannot play until next season for Nice. Up front, Nelson Oliveira, who has moved to Swansea, I believe, on loan as well, and potentially could be a good player. He's always been one of those youth players that people thought would go on to be brilliant, but are not seeing much of him so far. Maro Zarate, since arriving at West Ham, hasn't done very much and has gone on loan to QPR. Marco Marin on loan at Anderlecht from Chelsea, just completely and utterly wasted by Chelsea, another talent ruined. Podolski, 6-month loan deal in Inter Milan, again another Inter player that Inter have brought in, whether it be a loan. I think it will be permanent at the end, and obviously he wasn't playing very much for Arsenal, so he'll be a goal scorer over there. Torres moved from Chelsea to AC Milan, and then obviously on loan to Atletico, where he seems to have regained some form. Sonogo gone out on loan to Crystal Palace and has already binned one there for them. McManaman moved to Swansea from Wigan, which I think is a good move. He's very young. He seemed very good when he was playing at Wigan and when Wigan were in the Premier League. Chung Yong gone to Crystal Palace from Bolton. It seems like a decent move. He's definitely one of Bolton's better players. And the other way, Bannon has gone from Crystal Palace to Bolton, I believe, on loan. Bertrand was on loan at Southampton and has sealed a deal from Chelsea as a permanent to Southampton. Very tactical move from Southampton there. Definitely cost him less now than he would in the summer. And Anderson has finally moved to Internacional from United and finally left them dead in the dust. So that was pretty much all of the transfers that I saw that were almost high profile or a big transfer. So guys, let me know what you thought was the best transfer of deadline day or in January in general. And if you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe to me, you can. My name's Soapsy, and I'll see you guys later.